The people that I've seen that actually have the most motivation to pass an IT certification are people who have experienced the cost of life on their own. Sometimes they aren't expensive for individuals. They just don't want to invest in themselves, but okay buying $100, $200 pair of sneakers. Look, so we're not going to knock people who buy $100, $200 pair of sneakers because I'm a fan of buying $100, $200 pair of sneakers. I buy lots of shoes, but I understand what you're saying. Listen, people are going to buy what they want to buy. People are going to prioritize what they want to prioritize. So shaming people for buying Gucci belts and Jordans and stuff, that stuff doesn't work. People are just going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to figure out, all right, what's more important? Are these $200 shoes important, or me giving Tech G $200 so I can learn this doggone certification so I can potentially make more money so I can afford to buy even more $200 pair of shoes? They're going to have to come to that conclusion themselves. Obviously, myself, yourself, and others, we're going to have to be making contents or comments trying to convince them otherwise, but just going out there wagging your finger, why are you out there buying Jordans for $200 or you can be learning certifications? That doesn't register with people. They're just going to tune you out, right? You got to let them kind of feel the pain of life on their own eventually. And when they get tired, because matter of fact, one of my former students was like that. This guy, he was 28, 29 years old. He says when he was like 18, 19 years old, man, he just wanted to get him a job so he can have some extra money to go out there and just kind of party and live his life. He spent most of his 20s just kind of living his life, working minimum wage jobs. But then he finally got to a point where I guess he wanted to get a real career. Matter of fact, he told me he wanted to get an adult career is what he told me. And then he started factoring in, man, how much does it cost? When I deal with my students offline, one of the first classes that I give them, we go over a lesson as to how much does it cost to live? Because everybody wants to be an adult. I want to be the man. I want to be the woman. I want to live on my own. I want to do this. Well, I'm like, all right, let's go to the whiteboard. Let's talk about how much it costs to be an adult that lives on your own. How much is rent? How much is car insurance? You like getting your hair done? You like buying shoes? You like going out? You like doing this? And we go through this whole list of everything that they tell me. And I tell them, hey, this is how much money, based off of what y'all told me, you need to make every single month, or this is how much money you need to make every single year just to afford to do the things that you just told me you want to do. And then I tell them, like, well, okay, how much is minimum wage? If you're working at Wendy's, Walmart, then we go through that. Then I explain taxes to them, and I look at, and I go back to that other board of what they tell, how they told me they want to live. I'm like, do you think you can afford to live? Most of y'all gonna have to move back in with your parents, or you're gonna have to get a roommate. And then I explain to them the IT salaries and what they could be making. And then all of a sudden they're like, ooh, man, that's not that bad. So I go over these things. But if I go in there and wagging my finger, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, it's probably not going to hit and resonate with them because they're still stuck in this mindset. I want to look cool. I want the flashy shoes. They're going to have to go out there and experience life. And that's one thing I should have put in my slideshow. The people that I've seen that actually have the most motivation to pass an IT certification are people who have experienced the cost of life on their own. Those are the people that tend to be the most motivated because they know how much it costs to live. And they know that, man, I want to make more money so I can afford a higher quality of life, so I can pay off some debt, so I can go get this new car, I can get this new house, this apartment, whatever the heck it is that they're trying to do. Those are the people, in my experience, that tend to be more invested into it, and then they will understand the expenses associated with paying for a tech course and what the end result can possibly bring. The tech job market is tough in South Florida. I just need the Security Plus for the trifecta. At the moment, I'm working on getting my security clearance, SF 86 fund. Everybody and their mama's applying for a tech job, or there's a lot of tech companies that aren't hiring because of the conditions of the economy. My thing is, you can consider moving to a less expensive city, or maybe you can find you may have to find you a job that in IT that pays less money just to get started, or look around and try to find some contracting work, 6 month, 9 month, or hell, even 3 month contract jobs to kind of help you get by until you're able to find you a permanent position. Studying for the A+, I'm struggling to move on to the next topic, harder than I thought. It's not that it's hard, Day. It's just that there is an overabundance of information in these CompTIA certification exams. But if you put together 30 minutes a day I think you'll be all right. I've been there. The test is 2 parts. I failed the 1101 twice and passed on the 3rd time. I got the 1102 on the 1st try. Wait until you do the Network Plus. It's a beast, but I passed it today. Shout out to Chupa. He passes Network Plus today. You can fail the A plus twice and pass it on the 3rd time. Let's just assume Chupa paid this stuff out of his pocket with no discount. And he paid $253. Let's do the math on this. What's 253 times 3? Chupa, let me read this again. He said he failed twice and passed on the 3rd time. Okay, then we got to add another 253. Assuming Chupa paid full price out of his pocket, Chupa spent $1,012 just on vouchers to get certified. That could be a lot of money. But if Chupa goes out there and gets, matter of fact, and he got his Network Plus, so we got to add another $369. So Chupa has so far, assuming he paid full price, he has spent $1,381 on testing vouchers alone. 4 A plus vouchers and 1 Network Plus voucher. $1,381. Now that could be a lot of money. But if he goes out there and gets his first job, and let's just say he gets a job at the help desk, he's going to make all his money back in probably the first 2 months. He'll make all his money back. Obviously, we want people to pass on the first time go. But if you got to retake it, then you just got to retake it. But you got to think about what's at the end of this. What type of income can you potentially make? We got to keep that in the forefront of our minds at all times here. Tech G working hard for us. Least we can do is use his experience to help ourselves. Exactly. I appreciate that, Mr. Apache Helicopter. What do you think about a master's in cybersecurity information assurance after recently starting a career in cloud services? All right, MB. So Tech G has a master's degree in information technology with a focus on information assurance, which is directly related to cybersecurity. Here's the thing about tech and college degrees, and this is where me and Before the Billions diverge from each other somewhat. I'm of the mindset that college degrees aren't really that important in IT, unless you're going for a specific position, or if you're trying to go to some type of management position, you may have to have a college degree. There are lots and lots of people that work in tech and cybersecurity that do not have college degrees. They just got certifications. Now, where Before the Billions comes in, because he's done videos on this, and this leads back into the job requirements on websites like Indeed and Monster.com. Unfortunately, they always tend to list you have to have a college degree to apply for certain IT jobs, even though the job doesn't necessarily require you to have a college degree, because they're trying to weed out or cut down on the amount of people that are about to apply for this job. So having a degree can give you an upper hand when it comes to applying for a lot of these jobs, because just you having the degree, and I'm assuming you got some type of IT experience, but just you having a degree, that already makes you stand out in a crowd of potentially hundreds, if not thousands, applying for a job. I mean, your resume might just bypass all these people just because of the damn degree. Look, I'm a dude with 3 college degrees, so I don't want to knock a college degree, but I personally just don't think it's that necessary. But unfortunately, some of you might have to consider it, not everybody, just to apply for some of these jobs. But this is why it's important that you guys learn to network with people like Before the Billions talks about on his channel, so maybe that you can possibly bypass these crazy restrictions and guidelines that they unfortunately post on these job posting sites. So I don't know if I answered your question or not, but cybersecurity degrees are cool, especially if you're not paying for it out of pocket, i.e. you on some type of scholarship, or your company's paying for it, or your rich uncle is paying for it, or something like that. That's always great. But if you got to pay for it out your own pocket, and you got to invest $5,000, $10,000, however much it costs for you to get that damn degree, I don't know, because you that same money that you applied towards that college degree, you could have applied it towards some industry certifications and a training program to get, like Tech G, to help you get skilled up and certified out in these streets, which holds more weight at the end of the day in terms of your employability, as far as I'm concerned, and based off of what I've seen. So I don't think it's bad. It'll help you understand some concepts, and you got a piece of paper saying I'm college educated. I can go out there and do the damn thing, but I highly encourage you to probably get the relevant certs that you may need for certain positions that you plan on going into. It's obviously, especially if your job is mandating that you have it.